We're talking about the It Takes Guts fourth annual tournament coming up here in November in the wonderful city of Rome. And I'm standing here with Eddie McDonald and Scott Korth. These guys are the founding fathers of the tournament. And I'm so glad that they're here today that we could kind of talk to them. And one, thank you guys for kicking that off for Hans and the Gastric Cancer Foundation. This tournament's huge. It's special to my heart. I know it's special to you guys and everything that you guys put forth to grow that tournament. So they kind of grew it, started off in Gulf Shores, although we're shifting up a little bit here in Georgia, and it'll be taken over in Rome. But these guys really were the heart behind how things really got moving. And so if you would tell us a little bit about why that tournament was special for both of you guys, you know, kind of individually, and then how you see pickleball growing in the future, maybe. But Eddie, how did you get started with the tournament down in Gulf Shores?
Well, we've been running tournaments for a few years prior to that, and I've known Hans most of my life. His family grew up in Jasper. I grew up in Jasper. He and his family owned the Woodbridge, so I knew them back when I was in high school, and of course we got to know Hans as well. And then later on, of course, as we got into pickleball and started playing, he of course, and he had his, the gastric cancer situation. He came to me and asked, about a tournament. And I said, that's a great idea. So at the time, Scott, we were at the club. We were at the Bama Beach Pickleball Club, picked that tournament up, I think in 2022 was the first year we did it. And I think we ended up with around 350 players or so. We raised over, I think, 22,000 both years. Yeah. I think we raised over 20 grand both years for the tournament. And, it was a great tournament, great benefit. I mean, and couldn't do it for a nicer guy and a great foundation. So I'm glad you guys are keeping it going and moving it to Rome. So just real pleased with that.
Eddie, how'd you get started in pickleball? I know you got a little bit of a story with this. So, and then tell me how you got your wife involved in pickleball.
Okay. You know the story. So no, I've been playing since 2015. Actually, when I retired from here, I was here in this area, moved to Montana, picked it up in Montana in the fall of 2015. And I played about 6 months and then got my wife into it, drug her in, and threw her feet to the fire in the first tournament, which she's never going to let me forget that. But no, we've been playing ever since. It's been a real blessing for us, our family. It's something we do together, and something we've been doing for a long time. And all of my friends are either church friends or pickleball friends. So we got friends all over the country through pickleball. It's just great.
Excellent. And Scott, you took over kind of after Eddie moved back home, and we had the blessing of playing alongside of him. And Scott, you took over down there. So kind of tell us what the tournament meant for you and why did you get involved?
Well, Eddie kind of brought me into it. I was just starting playing pickleball 3 years ago. And so he's like, hey, Scott, he wanted to pass on the next generation for taking over once he left back to Georgia. And I was like, yeah, I'll jump in there. I didn't know what I was getting into. And come to find out, it was just so much fun. The social aspects of it, the people, and then meeting Hans and such a great guy that he is and how passionate he is about what he loves. It even drew me further to trying to help him out for the tournaments. So after the baton was passed over, I wanted to do just as much I could as Eddie did to raise as much money, bring awareness of it, have Hans come in and do a little speech and talk about the things. And I think that people were really excited about giving to a good cause. We continue to give close to 20,000, kind of the same amount of money each year, which the main part was the nice part, but the fun part was all the camaraderie, working together, doing it for something that was bigger than us at that point.
Right. Yeah. Seeing people come together, I think even in Rome, and Hans was really worried about the great work that you guys did down there and how is he going to be able to match that and compete. And, thankfully, the tournament just continued to grow, and a lot of people that you guys inspired out of Gulf Shores came up and traveled, and they still played in the tournament, even though it was, a couple hundred miles away. And I think that's what really to me makes the tournament special, is seeing the founding fathers put so much time, energy, and effort in it, and then that's not an age joke. It's not founding that would have been an age joke. Yeah, and like you said, the people coming together for a great cause. The Gastric Cancer Foundation is a beautiful organization. And, our motto this year is cancer sucks in every color, because everybody's been touched with some form of cancer. We've all had to battle that at some point in our lives with close friends and relatives. So again, thank you guys so much for being a part of the cause and really starting us off and giving us that first pass of the baton. So
thank you, Scott, for taking that and going with it further ahead. You're doing, we didn't know what would
ready to go away. So I'm glad it's continued, even though it's moved up north.
Yeah.
So we're tickled that it's still going on, and it should continue. And we're glad that we appreciate you doing what you're doing.
It's in great hands.
Thank you guys. Appreciate you. Thanks so much. Okay. Thank you guys.